Welcome to the One Star Weak Foot Show, FIFA 21 edition, starring your host, One Star Weak Foot, and our review specialist, One Star Weak Foot. Bow! Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to the One Star Weak Foot Show, your one-stop shop for player reviews. I'm going to be your host today, One Star Weak Foot, and it makes me feel so happy to see you back on the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So, as you guys know, we are in the midst of the Euros, one of the biggest international competitions in football. So first off, before we start this video, let me know in the comment section down below, who are you rooting for the Euros, and as well, who do you think is going to win the Euros? My money's on France, but I am rooting for England myself. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of that. Now let's get into this video. Because of the Euros, EA has been dropping some Festival of Football cards, and today they dropped one of the coolest SBCs of the year. We could get a bunch of Swedish players for a low cost, and you get a Prime Gold Players pack at the end of it if you want to do all 3 SBCs. Today we're going to be focusing on one of the players from that SBC set. It's going to be none other than Festival of Football Forsberg. So guys, let's take a look at this card. When I was looking at the SBC set, this was the card that really stood out to me. When you look at it, I mean, there's no reason to not like it. He looks like a very well-rounded attacker that could play a multitude of different positions. He's 5'10". He has medium work rates. He's right-footed with a 4-star combination. As you guys see here, I've played 4 games with him, and I got 6 goals and 1 assist in division rivals. Before we go any further, if you're enjoying the content, if you want more content like this, do me a big favor and hit the like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, as always, do me a favor and subscribe to this channel. I appreciate all you guys at home for watching this video. So, when you look at this Forsberg card, I mean, one of the other things that drew me to him was not only the stats, because the stats do look very nice. It's also the fact that I am a fan of him in real life. I remember when him and Werner and Kato were just killing it for Leipzig, and I know Leipzig is an unpopular club in Germany because of how they came up and everything like that, but I have to admit, I did like the football that those teams played. And this Forsberg card looks like he's coming back to those days. I mean, this card's mental. He has 90 pace, which is nice. The shooting stats are very nice as well. He also has the outside foot shot trait. This year I prefer the finesse shot trait, but I'll take that trait. Passing wise, of course he's going to be a beast. His natural position is going to be cam, and that's where we're playing him in the 4-1-2-1-2 formation. Dribbling wise, there's no major issues here. He looks to be somebody who's going to be smooth on the ball. He's 5'10". I'm guessing a lot of that's really going to depend on how his body type is in game, because there's a lot of players on this game that have great dribbling stats, but in game, it's a different story. Physical wise, he has a little bit of a little bit of oomph to him. He's not a pushover. He has 80 aggression, 77 strength, and he also has 89 stamina to last for the majority of the game. So, without further ado, we're gonna jump into the gameplay. I'm gonna take you over to our review specialist in the studios, One Star Weak Foot. Take it away. Thanks, One Star. So, according to Footbin, this Forsberg card is gonna cost you 100K to complete the SBC. Is he worth it? I would have to say absolutely. This card pleasantly surprised me. I expected him to feel average, being that's team of the season, and there's like a million cards like this. But there's something about this card I really enjoyed. We're going to talk about starting with his pace. He has 90 pace. And the first thing I'm going to say here is don't expect him to be Mbappe. He's not going to be quite on that level. That being said, though, he's not that far off. He's able to get in behind very well. He accelerates very effectively out of the skill moves. And once he's in behind, generally he is going to stay behind for a decent amount of time. Overall, this guy's pace is a 9 out of 10. If you find it to be an issue, I do suggest throwing a Hunter, a Catalyst comes down on him. But in my experience, if you play him as a cam, you don't really need it. Next, we'll talk about shooting, and this is the aspect of the card that really made me enjoy this card. This guy has a broken shot, and I'm not sure what it was, but today it seemed like every single shot he took, he scored. I mean, he has a striker's finish, so to say, and it's really a combination of a few stats. The first thing I really noticed was his attack positioning. I mean, there were so many times he made brilliant runs. There were so many times he just found himself open and in the box in a dangerous area, and that's why he scored. I mean, he really has a poacher's type of instinct to him, and I really enjoy that. His finishing and shot power are 93s respectively, and honestly, in game, it felt like it was maxed out. This guy not only had an accurate shot, he had a bullet. And that's really what made this shot so hard to save for a lot of goalkeepers. There were a lot of times I would just press the shoot button, and this GG's, that thing is breaking the back of the net. His long shot to 94 is going to touch the keeper if you get it on his right foot from the right angle.
overall, this guy's shooting is a 9.5 out of 10. If you want to play him as a secondary striker, I think he could do that. This guy's finishing is absolutely mental. Next, we'll talk about his passing, and this might be the reason you're bringing him in. You need a cam, you need a playmaker, you need somebody to link the midfield to the rest of the attack. And this guy can do that very effectively. He has 93 vision, 97 short passing, 92 curve. So in those tight areas, he won't disappoint. If you need somebody to pick out a pass to break a bus, this guy could do it. He also has 86 long passing, which means that his long passes are going to have a very nice weight to them. And speaking of that, I would just say all his passes in general had a very nice weight to them. Not only would he hit the target, he would hit the target and allow the player that he's passing to take a touch very easily because of the weighting of the pass, if that makes sense. Overall, this guy's passing is a 9 out of 10. Definitely good enough to play a cam position. Definitely certified, and I really enjoyed it. Next, we'll talk about his dribbling. And this was the big question mark about this card. This is going to decide whether he's a meta card, a non-meta card, or just an average card. And in game, I would say that he surprised me with his dribbling. He's 5'10", so he's not the smallest player. And I expected him to feel like that. Like, I didn't expect him to feel so smooth on the ball, but he did. His left stick dribbling was extremely responsive. I found him to be very easy to maneuver in the gameplay. And that's saying a lot because today the gameplay was super slow, super unresponsive, but this Forsberg card did feel responsive in that kind of gameplay. I can only imagine if I played him in smooth gameplay, he would probably feel even better. His dribbling and ball control is 93 and 96 respectively, and that helps him feel very sticky. There were so many times where I got dispossessed only to get the ball back over and over again, and that's really the mark of a true meta dribbler on this game. He has 88 composure, which is no longer elite at this stage of the game, but it's very good, and it won't be an issue at all, I anticipate. He has 93 reactions, and the flare trait, which may have helped him feel so responsive in game. A lot of people really do think that. I'm not sure if there's any proof of that, but it is a thing I have to mention. Overall, this guy's dribbling is a 9.5 out of 10. If you need somebody in the middle of the pitch who can play make, who can create opportunities for other players with his dribbling, this guy can do that at a very, very high level. Finally, we'll be talking about his physical. And honestly, I thought he was just as advertised, all right? He's not an Ox, he's not a Bull, he's not going to be super strong, he's not going to be a Benzema, a Haaland, but he's not going to be a pushover. He can shield pretty well because he's 5'10", he has 80 aggression, 77 strength, so he's not going to be able to be bullied. He's not somebody that goes into defenders and falls over. He's not that guy. He has 89 stamina, which was pretty decent. He lasted all 90 minutes for me every single game, even if I went high press. And overall, I have to give this guy's physical an 8 out of 10. Gets the job done. Nothing too spectacular, but at the same time, he's not a pushover. All right, guys, so what's the final verdict on this card? I think he's better than advertised. When you look at the card, he doesn't really have any weaknesses. He has the 4-star combination. He has the striker's finish. He has the passing of a cam. And his dribbling is very nice. His pace is very nice. And he has some physical. And therefore, I have to give him 8.75 out of 10. He's not in the 9 category. He's not somebody that's going to be an elite card. But for 100K, I think he could do much worse. I think he's somebody that if you're running a Bundesliga team, you should probably do. He fits your team probably pretty well. And yeah, I really enjoyed this card. Alright guys, so that's going to be my Forsberg review for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will catch you in the next episode. But until then.